Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this week's Calorie Crush. I think it's week 21 of year 2. And again, this is a shortened Calorie Crush. I'm probably going to go back to the longer ones after January is over. If you're not a regular viewer, then you might not realise I'm having a sort of a YouTube break in January. And you might be going, then why the hell are you here? So just a quick recap, I'm having a sort of YouTube break, but I'm still doing the Calorie Crush to try and keep myself on the calorie counting wagon. That's Buddy shaking behind me. Did you have to shake your head just at that moment? Thank you so much. So yeah, I feel like if I don't do the Calorie Crush videos, I might just go off track completely. So that's why I'm still here doing these. So normally I do a food diary. Last week I did not do the food diary, and this week there is not one either. It has felt weird not recording my food the way I have been doing for a year and a half nearly. A year and a half I've been filming everything I eat and showing you guys what I've eaten, and it's felt weird not doing it. I don't think it has affected what I eat. I wondered if I didn't film it, whether it would make me go, well, I can eat what I want now because nobody's looking, but it hasn't done that. So I think I must be more in the natural mindset now of keeping an eye on it. I'm still not 100% back on plan. I'm still struggling a little bit with the occasional splurge. Again, I seem to be still holding my calories in check almost all the way through the day. And then I get to the end of the day and I might have a couple of hundred left, which will be enough for a snack or whatever. Instead of having a couple of 100-calorie snack, I'm having a bigger snack that I know I don't have enough calories for. And going kind of, oh, well, F it, I'm just going to do what I want. And I don't know why I'm doing that, because the only person I'm hurting with this behaviour is myself, isn't it? So I'm still wrestling with that. I'm still trying to work out why I'm doing that, why I'm self-sabotaging at the last minute. But I am holding it back pretty much most of the time, and I did end the week on 156 calories underneath my weekly target of 14,000. 2,000 a day, 7 days a week, 14,000. So one of you asked me in last week's comments, let me just see if I can find it so that I know exactly what I'm referring to. Okay, so it's Gwen Massey, and she says she's new to the Calorie Crush. She found the explanation of calories used/consume particularly interesting because she's never had anyone explain it in that way before. And could I include something similar in a future video? She said, I watched that video a couple of times and still didn't fully understand how it works. Could I explain again about resting and burning and calorie shifting? Before I start, I am not an expert. I am only reiterating the stuff that I have read as I understand it. So I have no weight loss nutrition qualifications. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in any way. I'm only explaining it as I understand it. So the way that, as I understand from my research, it works is that obviously we all know you need to burn less energy than you use to lose weight. That's a given. That's a scientific thing. If you burn more energy than you consume, you will be in what they call a calorie deficit and you will lose weight. It's important to know that this is not the same thing as eating healthily. Consuming less energy and eating healthily are two very different animals, and I am in no way qualified to tell you guys how to eat healthily because I don't eat healthily. I'm still eating all the things I like to eat, I'm just eating them in a lesser quantity, hence consuming less than I use. So please don't go, oh, well, you know, you're talking about health, and I'm not talking about health and well-being. I'm talking about how you literally achieve fat loss, and how you achieve fat loss is by burning more energy than you consume, leading your body to use your fat reserves to make up the difference. So you could use it as a money metaphor. I need to buy something that costs £1. I only have 98p. I will need to get the other 2p from somewhere. Your body would use the fat reserves to make up the difference. I hope that makes sense. And again, I'm not qualified to explain this to you. I'm only doing it as I understand it. So for me, when I go to the TDEE calculator, I'm going to record this bit on my screen. Bear with again. Okay, so I go to tdecalculator.net, and that is simply an online resource for you to find out how many calories you burn. And again, it's an estimation, isn't it, obviously, but it's the most simple one that I've found. I go to TDEE calculator and I put in my details, which you should be seeing on the screen now because I'm recording this, and I'll put this alongside. I'm going to put in £280, which is a close approach. It's not what I actually weighed on the scales this morning, but I'm putting that in for the purposes of this. 5'6", although sometimes I'm 5'6.5". And I put my exercise down as light exercise 1 to 2 days a week because I'm not sedentary anymore. I move a lot more than I used to, but I'm still not very exercisey. I do not fill in my body fat bit, although you will get a more accurate thing if you can do that. I don't know my body fat. You need calipers apparently to do that. And that tells me that my maintenance calories are 2,636 calories per day. This is not my BMR. Your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, is how much your body uses just lying down, not moving. So that, as you can see on the screen here, is 1,917 calories a day. So a 280 pounds, 5'6" female body aged 48 will burn 1,917 calories a day staying alive. If I led in my room, never moved, I would burn that amount of calories just staying alive. That's how much calories and energy it takes to keep my heart beating and my blood moving and so on and so forth. At light exercise, that adds an extra 650-ish calories. And so I burn approximately, bear in mind it's approximation, 2,636 calories per day. That's what I burn. That's what I use in my day-to-day existence. So if I want to lose weight, the answer is to consume less than that. And the research as I read it is that 500 calories per day equaling 3,500 per week will result in a 1 pound fat loss. 3,500 calories to lose a pound. Equally, therefore, 3,500 calories above what I use in my daily life per week will result in a 1 pound fat gain. I hope that makes sense. 3,500 less and I'll lose a pound, 3,500 more and I'll gain a pound. That doesn't mean for every 3,500 calories I eat, I gain a pound of weight. That's not how that works. It is above what you are burning. So I am burning approximately 2,636 calories a day, and this brings me back on to replying to people who ask me, should you be lowering your calories yet? I should not. I am burning 2,636 calories approximately, which means if I consume 2,000 a day, I'm still in a deficit. That gives me my deficit to lose weight. If that changes, if my burn rate changes, and it will change as I lose weight, for example, that goes down. So I'm currently basing that on a 280 pound body. If it was a 200 pound body, I would burn less. And in fact, let me put that in. I can recalculate at the top here. I'm literally just going to change that 2,800 pounds body to a 200 pound body. Still doing light exercise, still being 5'6", still being 48 years old. If I weighed 200 pounds, I would only burn 2,137 a day, which means to be in a deficit, I'd have to take 500 off of that. I'd have to go down to 1,650 calories, something like that, to lose a pound a week. So that's why I'm not reducing my calories yet. And the reason I have never had to reduce my calories is because I started lower than I could have. When I started this journey, I was 27 stone 2. Just doing the maths. I was 380 pounds. At 380 pounds, let's put that into the calculator. At 380 pounds doing light exercise, I would have burned 3,259 calories a day, which means that I could have started my weight loss journey at 2,600, 2,700 a day and still lost weight. I didn't do that. I came in at 2,000. I came in quite low and I saw the results. And you guys know the results. I lost 6 stone in the first 6 or 7 months. The results have slowed because I have not lowered my calories, but I'm still in a deficit, which is why I'm not lowering my calories just yet. I feel like I've gone off somewhat on a ramble of explaining how it works, but I hope, Gwen, if you're watching, that makes more sense to you, that basically it's burn more than you consume for fat loss. The TDEE calculator will tell you what you burn, and then you can take a deficit off of that, and you will, if you stick to your deficit, you will lose fat. It is not the same as healthy eating. Healthy eating is a whole other beast, and that is something that I am still learning to address, because I can eat, for example, and did eat the 1 week this week, cheesy waffle fries. They were 650 calories. I was within my deficit. They were delicious. They were incredibly high in salt. They were fairly high in fat. They were not in any way good for me. And to be honest, later that evening, I felt that they weren't good for me. I felt my stomach's not very comfortable. The salt was ridiculous. The next morning, I was bloated. My leg had swollen. Now, I have an issue with my legs, which has not yet fully been diagnosed, but certainly involves them swelling and retaining water. And if I had a too high salt meal, I can see the immediate results of that next day, and I did. So what I'm saying is, although I was in a calorie deficit that day, although I would have easily been burning fat that day, I wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't doing anything that was good for my body. So that's something that you need to look at alongside. You need to run these two things, the fat loss and the nutrition, ought to run side by side, but they don't automatically come together. You have to make them work together. Again, not a guru, not trained in any way, just telling you my experiences. I'm going to jump on the scales. This video is going to be 3 years long. I'm going to jump on the scales. Last week I weighed 279 pounds. It's Monday, it's scales time. 278, that is a £1 loss. £1 off. So I have lost £1. I feel like I could have done better than that. I feel like I could have done more, particularly, like I said, those high salt meals that didn't do me any favours in the water retention. I feel like I could have tried harder. Buddy's lying on a carrier bag, if you're wondering what the noise is. I could have tried harder, I could have done better, but at least it's in the right direction now. It's another £1 to add on to my board. I've got them all in here in a little bag. So there's another little £1 going onto my weight loss board. I feel happier about that going in the right direction now. That's a total loss now of 7 stone 4 pounds, heading back towards the 7 stone 6. That is my best ever. I think it's 7.6. It's been okay this week. It's not been quite as much of a battle. If it has still not been easy, I would like to go back to when it was easy. That would be lovely. If I could turn back time. Thank you for sticking with me through this. This has been long and rambly. I hope it's been helpful to some people. I probably will, after January, I probably will go back to recording my food again, because the majority of comments say that you do watch that bit and you do think it's worth leaving in. So looking at the balance of who doesn't, the majority think it, and I think it probably is good for me. Certainly from the point of view of what I've eaten this week. Not recording my food didn't make me go over, but maybe it made me a little bit less conscious of whether what I was eating was any good for me. In the instance of the waffle fries, for example. Maybe. I don't know, but I probably will go back to recording in full after January when I'm off of my mini break. Thank you for joining me as always. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you have. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. People keep saying on their videos it's completely free. I didn't realise that anyone didn't realise it was free to subscribe. Just in case you're wondering, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to a channel on YouTube. It just means you get notified whenever people upload. So I've watched people going, it's free, and I was like, well, surely everyone knows that, but maybe everyone doesn't, just in case. One interesting thing that I've just realised glancing at the screen is that my BMI was 61.3 when I started a year and a half ago nearly, and now it's 45.2, so I have taken 25% off of my BMI. That is definitely worth knowing, isn't it? I'm still obese. Thank you, TDEE calculator. We know I'm still obese. We can still see me, but that's something to be pleased with, isn't it? That I've taken 25%. My BMI is down by 25%. Yeah, pleased with that. Anyway, right. Sorry, I just caught sight of that on the screen and segued off again. Thank you for watching. I will be back next week with a calorie crush, and I'll be back in February with normal service resuming. Take care. Bye for now.